what you gotta do. Take it to the big scene, take it all. Go for hope and glory. Go, go long. Baby, for love. Go all for love. We're going for love. For beating hearts off the charts. Love. Go all for love. We're going for love. Baby, going for love. Baby, for love. I bet you'll get it right, but don't get me wrong. Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say. Go like a satellite, just go like a star now. Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say. Take it to the big scene, take it all. Go for hope and glory. Go, go long. Baby, for love. Go all for love. We're going for love. For beating hearts off the charts. Love. Go all for love. We're going for love. Baby, going for love. Baby, for love. Take it to the big scene, take it all. Go for hope and glory. For beating hearts off the charts. Take it to the big scene, take it all. Go for hope and glory. For beating hearts off the charts. I bet you'll come around, but don't get me wrong. Do what you gotta do. Baby, for love. Go all for love. We're going for love. For beating hearts off the charts. Love. Go all for love. We're going for love. Baby, going for love. Baby, for love. For beating hearts.
Got a dopamine rush, got a major league crush when you're next to me. Got my heart upon my sleeve, can I hide the way I feel when you're next to me, girl? Got the kick in every move and I fall just like a fool for you, for you. Wish I knew just what it was, but why should I make a fuss? Just stay next to me, girl, next to me, girl. Something special, don't know why, something special that I like about you, about you. There's a mystery entwined, something bigger to define about you, about you. Am I the only one to see? Got me down on my knees, taken by your gravity. And I just know you got that something, something special about you. Got me under lock and key, but I don't wanna be free when I'm next to you. You're like honey to a bee, I go crazy for the sweet when I'm next to you, girl. Got the kick in every move and I fall just like a fool for you, for you. It might seem that special about you.
Danny's bid for King of England was a failure.
And he went home to Japan in disgrace.
It's Monday, May 8th, and this is your Smart Doll News.
Welcome back to the Smart Doll News, and welcome back, Danny, to Japan.
We're so happy you're back!
Yeah, because, you know, if we were in London, I'm sure we wouldn't be happy.
Right.
Because he spent the last week or so in London, living it up, seeing his old digs. We're going to be talking about that in the news.
I would hop on a plane to London in a second if I could.
I was going to say, I was like, but you didn't.
No.
You didn't, Sandy.
I didn't.
If wishes were what?
If wishes were horses, beggars would ride.
No, I think the one I'm thinking of has a poop joke in there or something. But you are, of course, the best part of this show, our audience. Thank you so much. We've got a few people to thank.
We do. Janice Harding, the Barbie Witch, Ruth Baskew, Amy Zickerman, Angel Kitty,
Lee, Stephen and Dean, W. Corden, Redhead's Ramblings, and Cyril Simoni.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much for your super chats and your super thanks. We really appreciate it. And a very special thanks to our new Discord subscribers.
We've got the Barbie Witch, Tyler Like No Otter, Baggins Lover,
Geek Squeaks, One Crazy Redhead.
Those are our mascots, and our sponsors are
Busy Bee and Bizbot, our Redheads Rambling. And I would like to note that we've got a lot of redheads.
We do.
Or at least the redheads are all proud and just...
A lot of cats and a lot of redheads.
And a lot of redheaded cats. So we've got... we just started the programs. It's so great to be sharing some of the behind the scenes stuff that we're doing with our Discord subscribers. If you are looking to join the Discord and join the community, and possibly even subscribe for some behind the scenes action, check out myladydisdain.com/discord. And that brings us to, one more thing. We do want to keep mentioning to you that we're going to be in the Philadelphia area on May 26th to 28th this month, I guess, of this year. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Memorial Day weekend in the U.S. Probably a bank holiday everywhere else.
Yeah, so we're going to be at Thy Geekdom Con this year, and it's kind of a special arrangement, isn't it, Sandy?
Yeah, basically this is a con related to video games and anime and comic books and board gaming. Basically just all of the general geek things that you can think of. And Shizu-san and Tempest Strife have gotten a fairly decent-sized space to add the doll community to this convention.
Yeah, it's there's really nothing in the Northeast for doll conventions so much. So we're kind of backdooring into this convention. They're bringing some actual doll content. They're doing a couple of panels. They've got some space in a vendor room where we will be there with ourselves, Magical Girl, Kit Kat, Corey and Anna from Kit and Cat Shop, and of course, as we said, Shizu-san and Tempest Strife. So if you are around, come down. We'd love to meet you and hang out, and hopefully someday this will kind of snowball into its own thing.
Something bigger. Shizu-san and Tempest Strife will be there on Friday, and I believe the rest of us are getting in for Saturday
morning. Yeah. Now, speaking of meeting, we have somebody that we would like you all to meet, and that is our lovely friend and fellow Smart Doll creator, Michaela Frost.
Michaela!
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I think it's evening.
Yes.
It's evening.
It is evening for us anyway.
It's morning for you.
Yes, good evening for you at the show. And good night from me.
Yes.
Because it's midnight here. It's more like a pillow talk.
We're having
I'm
pillow
also
talk
sitting
with
on the
Michaela.
bed. So it's
I think you need to start a podcast called Pillow Talk with Michaela. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Thank you for staying up late and inviting us into your space. We there's not a lot of like release news or anything crazy like that, right? Because everyone's been on vacation. Smart Doll Land has been closed, but we thought it was really really important that you to get some perspective, because you are in London and Danny's been in London all week and you've even had the opportunity to sit down with him. So we thought we'd bring you on the show, get your perspective on his experience, his posts that he talked about, and then maybe talk about what you've been doing.
And Miss Michaela kicks off interviews with people from the selected creators by the Smart Doll community.
Yeah, so we're going to be definitely doing more of this. So, yeah, Michaela, you want to, for those who are not aware of who you are and what you do, you want to give the audience an idea?
Yeah, absolutely. So finally, you get to see the face behind MF Designs on Etsy and Mikela Frost on Instagram. So you can see who's behind all the 3D printing, the 3D sculpting, the sewing, the stitching, the displaying, and all the fun stuff that Smart Doll unlocks, basically. Because I always say that Smart Doll unlocks potential of everyone. So it's not, even if you don't know if you've got a talent or not, try it. Try every single thing, because you can unlock everything by using your fantasy and your creativity when you download the files and when you download other stuff like patterns. Because I didn't know how to 3D sculpt before collecting Smart Dolls anyway. So
It's definitely amazing to see all the things that we've learned over the past few years, that everyone that we've been meeting have been just teaching themselves to just figure out to make the thing that they wanted to see in the world, which is basically what Danny did. So yeah, let's dig into okay, everything is squeeing today, and turn that off. For some reason that got turned on like every view, so it's just going crazy. Danny posted some of these pictures we've seen already, but he posted, let me go back to the beginning here. He posted pictures of he and wifey traveling around London. This is the first of the posts. He mentions that this is their first time outside of Japan since 2019, and forgotten how to navigate or do payments, and apparently was carrying around old banknotes and tried to tip with them. I have a question, Michaela. Is he talking about like a pound? Like is it just like currency has like this? What can you tell what he's talking about that went out of circulation?
Well, yeah. So basically, there's been a few changes on some like notes, and because for instance, some of the older notes, they were like more like paper. Mm-hmm. Now they're like plastified, like £5, £10. They're more plastified, so they're a bit squishy.
Yeah.
So especially when they're really new, they're really they squish out your hands basically. So
they did like the updated security for the currency, and then took the old ones out
and made it more durable. Yeah. It sounds like
it's more. Do you know what? It's more like, in order to avoid more money to be counterfeit. That's the thing. So they put more materials and more holographic elements and more elements that cannot be copied or
right.
cannot be hacked in a certain way. So that's one of the main things. But funnily enough, I always use cards. It's been ages that I use money, so it will be feeling weird for me as well. So
that's one of my favorite things when I've traveled, like when we went to London, and I've been to a couple other countries in Europe as well. of like not having to bring cash and not having to worry about cash is like the best thing ever. I think
I never have cash. I'm always using. I use cards all the time. I might randomly have. Oh, I do have $10 in my wallet, and believe it or not, it was like an Animal Crossing moment. I went out in the yard to do some weeding and found $10 in the weeds in my yard.
That's nice, though.
I was like, we never go out there, so it must either that's a neighbor's or like one of the guys who built our deck like 6 months ago.
Like a vendor came or something like that to, maybe it was pizza being delivered or something. But I found $10 in the yard.
Oh, it was out front?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. All right.
Or maybe the wind.
Yes.
Wind of change.
It was a balloon, obviously.
Balloon.
Yeah, and Animal Crossing, all the things come with the balloons go across, and you have to shoot them down. So it looks like he spent a chunk of time in Hackney, which is, as I understand, is where he grew up, in foster care and such. Do we know where this is in relationship to London? Is this like just one of the outer?
So it's more Hackney. It's should be around. It's central northeast. Basically, okay. It's the central north part, the east part of central north. So it's that area there. But it's quite central, to be honest. It's not very, very far from London, anyway.
Okay.
I love this. Like that was one of the things. In fact, you can see it behind you. Well, you can't see most of it because one of our lights reflects in it. But we have a picture of a graffiti of William Shakespeare that is from when we went to London, and I love the graffiti in London, and there's so much to take really great shots of. But this is very interesting with the layering of like messages on messages.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. Because in a certain way, between the image and what's written on the poster, on the graffiti, you can literally blend Star Wars, which is one of Danny's favorite things.
Yeah.
And also you can connect it to the Pride shirt that is done.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
yes.
It's really, really cute.
I think
really cute.
I want to say it's hard to see, but is this essentially? It looks like they've taken Chewbacca and put it on like the Princess Leia, like white.
Yes.
Outfit. Is that what? Yeah. That looks great.
Yeah, that's very clever. Mm-hmm. Very, very clever.
Let's see what else we have here.
Redhead's Rambling says that Hackney is a suburb of London. It's where their uni halls were.
Yeah, nice. I love all the streets with like lanterns and things hanging from them. It looks so cool.
This should be Chinatown.
Yep. Which
is central London. Leicester Square, near Leicester Square. It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah, considering that's Leicester House. So this was the picture. This was early in the week, and then well, I guess I'll just go to this. Then he followed up with another post. Basically, this is I think when he's getting ready to go back to Tokyo. So this was like Thursday, Friday, something like that. And he did say that he wasn't able to catch up with anyone, so that may be a good excuse to come back later this year. Like, we're getting pretty good concrete, like, travel, not concrete, but I mean, more travel this year to a specific place is more plans than we've ever seen from Danny.
It's basically, he's given us the idea that he misses home and he's going to spend some more time there.
And traveling went well, and he's ready to travel some more. Like, so when are you coming to the States?
Yes.
Just saying.
When are you coming to London?
We'll be there. But Danny
I'm sending Sandy.
So He's actually talking about like finding a place for a meetup, like book a big, room for 30, 40 people, which I think is fantastic. I wonder what that's gonna be like, it's like, I can imagine like, some people, and we'll get to this, Michaela, but some people got the opportunity to actually like go grab some breakfast or a meal or something like that. Like that's great. Like that makes sense to me. In a convention, it's like people everywhere, and you're maybe gonna be able to introduce yourself at some point if things line up. But here you are having to meet up, and he's got like 30 to 40 people in one room that all want to talk to him. Like, I don't even know how do you even organize that?
Right. I'm assuming it's probably invitation by invitation. So
I'm not even talking. I'm talking literally in the room. Like, right. Once you're all there,
it's gonna be a meet and greet.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking things. But yeah, he said he's lining up to get a local number. So he's trying to get himself a new London mobile that he can use, I guess, so that he doesn't have to
pay the fees to.
Yeah, but it must be for when he's back there. That's it. Because I was like, I don't know why he would use it in Japan. Because it would cost him more money to pay roaming fees in Japan to call back to. I don't know. We're getting pictures are coming through.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at some of the pictures in this post. I'm pretty sure I've been there. I love these gigantic, it's not Colosseum, obviously, but it just has this sort of Romanesque feel to the architecture.
That's Regent Street.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. I love it.
And it's got all the flag of the coronation.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Danny at his primary school.
I don't think I saw this picture. That's really cool.
Renting bicycles. So here we have the series of pictures of his various meals that he had with people, which is just so much fun. It looks like lunch, and then I think he just must have said, okay, the next day or so, I'm gonna meet with people for every meal. It looks like so much fun. And oh hey, it's you, Michaela.
Oopsie daisy.
So Michaela, what was it like meeting? Is this the first time you have met Danny? Let's start there.
Yes, it's my first time ever meeting Danny.
And
I was really, really excited, to be honest.
I was like, I want to have an understanding of like what you had going on in your head, like your expectations, and then like what it felt like actually.
Well, I didn't have any expectations, to be honest. I was just happy. It was just the excitement of meeting someone that I look up to a lot, especially because of all the creative stuff. He's a genius. In my mind, he's a genius. That's how I look at him. So that's how I felt at that moment. Mm-hmm. I just felt that way. Because I was like, I was very excited and I couldn't wait to see him. And I was like, oh, I can finally meet the creator of one of my hobbies, basically, because it's become one of my main hobbies.
Yeah.
So, and it was really, really nice. To the other side, I fortunately, being able in the past to work with quite famous actors and deal with them, I managed to control my fangirl side, my fangirling side. So, but I tell you, he is one of the most down to earth, fun, and like open-hearted man I've ever met. It's really, really fun to be with. Is a very nice guy, very, very nice guy.
Now, what? Yeah. Well, all right. So that's actually a good question from the chat. Redhead Ramblings asked, "Did he have cyber transcendence with him?"
Yes,
How was she?
she was breathtaking. I tell you, she's beautiful in the pictures. She's literally something when you see her live. And I tell you this, the cyber markings are way, way better when you see them in person.
Because they're
'Cause there are
metallic,
some-
right?
Hmm?
They're metallic.
I think the one that I saw were black,
Okay.
but there's something. They're really, really cool. See them in person, it's something else, because you see them with the more like natural light. You see the doll with all the features and everything, like with your eyes, and that really, really, really beautiful. I didn't expect her to be even better than the pictures, to be honest.
That's like what everybody says when they're, like when they see the doll for like it's smart dolls always play. They play great on film. They play so much better in person. Did you find that you liked Transcendence more with the cyber markings or versus without?
Yeah. I must say, I haven't got a comparison between, like a live comparison between normal Transcendence and cyber Transcendence, but what I saw, I didn't think I would get a cyber doll, but after I saw her, I think I want a cyber doll. And I was also thinking about the how would the gray turn with a different color, because now we've got like her, which is relentless in gray, with all the silver markings with the kintsugi silver. If you had like different colors, like imagine, for instance, I thought about a Transcendence, a gray one with orange.
Orange or red? Red would look kind of cool.
Or red, or pink, or even purple, but just because it's my favorite color. So, or lilac in this case, or lavender, which would look absolutely fantastic. But it's really, really nice. I think that it changed my mind on the cyber markings. They're really, really well done.
I was saying that I want both gray and cinnamon, but I think I want gray just as is, and then maybe the cyber cinnamon would be cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I still haven't decided like whether I feel like the cyber visually makes the most sense on cinnamon because it looks like a gap. It looks like a seam between two plates versus the metallic version of them on like gray. But I still love, I mean, the metallic paint just looks really good, and I love the play off of the light and everything. So very cool. Was there anything that surprised you about the experience?
Well, it surprised me the natural feeling that I had. It felt like I knew him for ages. That's the sensation, the feeling that gives talking to him, because he's a very nice person, and he's very friendly, and it literally felt like I've been knowing him for ages, even if it was the first time seeing him. So, as I said in my comment, I don't know if you saw my comment on his post on Instagram, but I said he is the hero everyone should meet in a certain way, because just to quote, he's never meet your heroes, but in this case, he's the exception, because he's really, really a good guy, a nice person to be with.
I think he probably would say he's not a hero.
I think he's so transparent about his feelings about everything that and his opinions that when you do meet him, it's probably like, okay, so I already know how you feel about this, this, and this. So I guess we're friends now, and it's all good.
Yeah, especially because I think that if you were not on his page, like for for each and every one of us, if we don't feel that certain people are on our same page, we don't feel like kind of connection or friendship to each other, don't we? So that's it. But very, very nice experience. Very, very nice.
Now we do have an update from literally like 10 minutes ago. Let's see if I can. All right, morning, comrades. I'm back in Tokyo now, somewhat disoriented not only from jet lag, but also from missing the UK. I'm currently looking into options of returning to the UK soon for an event. More likely to be a pop-up shop somewhere in Notting Hill or the West End. Okay, that sounds amazing. He wants to get back to the UK more often. He's having an all hands with the team this morning to plan for the releases this week, and if all goes well, they'll open up the order pipeline and start doing drops.
And he says, anything you prefer us to place priority on? And my immediate response was gray things.
You are
gray things.
You literally you were tweeting. Did you tweet while, or is that your response?
Right when that's what I said. It was right when he posted it. I was looking at my phone.
Oh, that's right. That was during, I'm getting my timing confused because that was during the pre-show.
Yeah.
I was like, did you literally tweet that while we were having the conversation? All right. This is great. Of course, I mean, everyone in the UK, I think would love an opportunity. To
shop in person?
I was saying to meet Danny, but yes, to shop in person, to actually get to, like, a pop-up shop, I think is kind of a brilliant way, if he can time it right and figure out how to really get, traffic in there. A really great way to kind of introduce the dolls to, to people who aren't exposed to it very much.
Especially because in the UK, we love dolls. So dolls are something that we love. So people are very curious. When I'm out and about taking pictures and everything, people ask us things. So stop me and ask what you're doing. What are these dolls? Do you sell them? Where do they come from? So people here in the UK is very curious when they see these things, and they're amazed by the details anyway.
That's neat.
We definitely get that a little bit here. I still have a lot of anxiety when I go out and stuff. But we do see more, and maybe that's our own comfort level kind of at play, and being more open and inviting versus being afraid. But it would definitely have this element of people going, well, all right, what is this? I gotta find out what the heck this is, versus, I don't know, people laughing or, and pointing, I guess, is what you imagine in your head. Very cool. Danny, we would love an update on when you're coming to the US, just saying.
Or when we can go to England and be at the pop-up shop.
Well, that's under our control. That's that we can figure out. This is so cool. So we're going to take a small break before we continue our conversation with Michaela. So we, of course, want to invite you all to hit that thumbs up. Hit that like button.
Handpack 1.
Yeah, so open up Handpack 1 and hit that thumbs up button. Give this video a like and help spread it to more people. There is there's so many, you know, I think new smartdoll users out there, and the YouTube algorithm just needs as much help as it can get in knowing that this is a video that everyone else needs to see. Yeah, before we move on, we're going to go to the Smarty Party and then have a quick little word from our sponsor.
We came to party all night long. Let's sing along to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our
Our sponsor this week is, of course, well, you guys, really. You are our sponsors, but with the money that you are able to send our way, we are putting that directly into things like Smart Doll Guru, where you can get your, you know, research your smart dolls, see the whole release history, try and figure out what like a blank sculpt you have is, and figure out like what dolls other dolls have been on that sculpt. So be sure to bookmark smartdollguru.com and you know, for all of your sort of smart doll history kind of needs. And thank you all for your super chats. We've got W. Corden, our starting a trend of our weekly super chat ninja warrior something. I forget what we're calling. And a redhead ramblings who said hand pack one, everybody. So thank you for the support there.
And not to be left behind, the Barbie Witch.
Who says me too, let's go. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And we should mention one thing before we continue our discussion. We've got a new product, two new products in the store.
This last week we received them. This is the bucket hat. It is in a scatter print that made with the chibis that John designed.
I did not design the chibis.
No, you designed the scatter print. And I'm wearing it on the light blue side. It also has a coral side with white stitching. And I think it's pretty cute. This is the small medium. It fits me. If I wanted something that was going to be really loose and floppy, I could probably go with the bigger of the two sizes. But this actually fits for like if you're going to be out in the wind and stuff like that. It won't blow off my head. So yeah, and I also have very fine hair. So if you have thicker, more poofy hair that doesn't compress a lot,
go with the large.
Go with the bigger hat. So yeah, so this is very cute. And the second style, as I show you my hat head, would be.
You have like a ponytail in your
Yeah,
brain.
but it still gives you hat head.
Okay.
Would be Sheep Tose, and I'm wearing the pink. This is a full color embroidery of the Sheep Tose character from Danny.
So these are actually pretty cool. They so we haven't been able to do these things because there's too many colors. You can't translate them into the colors that they had for thread and embroidery. But what our vendor has actually done is made a system where they dye the thread as it's being embroidered. So they basically almost print
on the thread
onto the
as
thread
it's being
as it's
put
going
into
in.
Redhead's Ramblings says, when do we get a smart doll sized one? We actually looked into, and we may have to test this, we looked into making like the bandana in the scatter print and stuff like that so that you could actually make your own bucket hat.
Yeah, we might be able to get you essentially fabric that you could, you know, for you to make your own at a smart doll size. There's always the closest we could probably get would be partnering with somebody that does them, but that would really have to be some sort of like cross promotional discount code kind of thing.
Right, but I mean, like, there are bucket hat patterns out there. I believe Enchantarium has one. Small Seams has one for free. So there are bucket hat patterns out there that you can get, and we are sort of still looking into getting you a scale print that you could have matching hats.
Yeah, so check those out at myladydisdain.com. There is a link. There's many links, but there's a link in the description. And while you're there, you should check out the links for Michaela's Instagram and her Etsy shop, which we're gonna start talking about. Welcome back, Michaela.
Hello, hello.
As if you were gone the entire time.
Yeah, vanished.
You were recommended. You know, I made a bunch of questions, and they're upstairs. So we're gonna just do this. You were nominated or selected. I guess you were nominated. Yes, you were voted. It's a voting system as one of the community's favorite smart doll creators, and put up on the website. I gotta say, you know, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
Congratulations to you too, and it's very well deserved.
First of all, what did it feel like when you found out that you were going up on the website?
I was shook. I was like, okay, work. So I was really, really happy, and I felt really, really grateful, because in order to receive such appreciation from people out there, especially because I don't do it as a my business was born during lockdown to pay my bills.
Yeah,
basically, because I was put on furlough and other shenanigans happening. And so me doing this mainly because I like to do it and being appreciated for what I do, the way I do it, and putting my personality into it, it's priceless.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you make a product to please someone else. So it's more me putting myself into what I do, into the design, into the different kind of clothes, the different style, and everything that you see in my in my products, in the thing I create. It's got a different part of me, so it's a different personality, not personality, but it's a different part of my personality. Like in this case, you're looking at the scavenger suit, which is more like taken from my love for Fallout video game. So it's more taken as my fighter side. When you see the elegance, is more my background as a model. So like runways, fashion, elegance, So that's a family picture with my first two little daughters, with Moment, which is the first one that I had, and the second one, which is a Cortex T body that I transformed into a computer.
So that was your first custom.
So yes, so Phoenix, that's the name of the Project Phoenix. That's the name of the T doll, which has got a Mirai sculpt, and she was literally opened, carved, put a mini PC inside, and she's still connected to my TV anyway, because I use when I do, for instance, my designs, my 3D designs and my 3D sculpts, I just connect my tablet, my keyboard, and my mouse to the doll. The doll is connected to the TV, so I've got a 50-inch TV, and I just design on my TV straight there. So
That's brilliant.
all of this because of Danny, because Danny made me fall in love of a lot of smart dolls, and I think that's a shame that he stopped doing it. Is the robotic parts, the Mirai robotic aspect, and I fell in love with it because I've been collecting dolls since 2003. I started with Barbie, then Bratz, then BJD. I've been in the BJD world for ages, but the thing that I've got with Smart Doll, I never had it with any other brand.
It is.
Oh, that's a semi-real prophecy that I made.
Now you made. I think we have pictures of this. You also designed a semi-real sculpt. Is that part of the process for this, or was this separate?
So this one, so I took the main STL file for this one, and I just accepted the challenge that Dennis launched. Then he dropped the challenge, like, let's see if you can do a semi-real old nostrils from it, and I said, okay, game on. So I just put the file on and started working it, and I started doing it. The hardest part of everything, believe it or not, was matching the resin to cinnamon.
Right, the color. That's the part that sort of scares me. I feel like we need like a good, anybody who has found a match, we need like a good like place to store like, okay, these thing, like this particular resin company, like,
gee, I wonder if somebody has a website where you keep track of things like that.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't have anywhere on there yet, but yeah, like more. Well, I would actually say more appropriate is like our Discord or something like that. But like just knowledge sharing about about those things. It is. I think that is one of the hardest, probably the biggest things that will stop somebody from maybe not doing it, but probably doing it well, right? Like of just being able to really match the dolls.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort. It really takes a lot of effort, because I had to counterbalance. I had to use a resin base, and then the base that I used, I had to put different drops of different colors for UV resin inside, and then mix it. And then fortunately, thank you, Danny, even for this, the rings of shame that he's got.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I use those ones to color match the resin. But the problem with resin also is that slightly changes the color when it's cured. So you always at the back of your head, you always need to think about making it like slightly, I would say, darker, because when it cures, most of my resins become lighter. So I need to color match continuously and think with the percentage of darkening at the back of my head every single time. So that's the struggle, or that's the distro head.
Okay.
That I just made the face ups for this one, and
Very
that's
cool.
it.
This would be your elegant look that you were talking about?
That's a cosplay, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite cosplay, and it's one of the cosplay cosplays I'm most known for. When I was on my reenactment era
Mhm.
back in Italy with the Umbrella Italian division, and we were reenacting Resident Evil. So the character that you see in the picture is Ada Wong from Resident Evil 4. That's the dress that she's
Okay.
wearing in Resident Evil 4, and I was preparing it, and I'm still preparing it because it's not over yet, it's not finished. But I was preparing Ada Wong in this picture.
Now we get into let me see if this is actually no, that's not quite. I think this is probably actually should go with your
Yeah, that's Chitose. That's Chitose Semirio.
Your so these are your your t-shirts that
Yeah,
you
that's
make.
the baggy one.
I gotta say, I don't know, when did you start sewing?
Oh, well, I started sewing, what was 2000,
Okay.
2001?
Like these, do you hand sew these or do you machine sew your shirts?
So all my products are sewn. Basically, I use a serger, an overlocker,
Hmm.
and a normal sewing machine. The only thing that I hand stitch sometimes, and if I've got some details like some little stones to sew, or if I have to like close, because I don't like when you use the overlocker. You will know, Sandy, when you use the overlocker, you will have the overlock that it's a bit flappy, so it just goes around. So just in order to flatten it and let it stay put, I just put a couple of end stitch inside. So all of the t-shirt that I've got, most of the times they go like a couple of end stitches to prevent this.
I should have put out the t-shirt. A while back, you made t-shirts for us with the My Lady Disdain logo on them. That was a really nice surprise. With the you did a post-apocalyptic version, a distressed version, and a regular version. It was very, very cute.
Yeah, I was like, we both were very impressed with the quality. Like I think I actually was like, does she buy these and put like your your quality level is very high. I mean, of course you do a small amount, I'm sure, but you're like, it doesn't, when you think about a passion project for somebody, your quality is way more professional than I think most people would just expect out of the gate.
Thank you very much. The only thing that I might ask to all the customers is be patient, because I'm one woman army.
Yeah.
So most of the times, if I design something, it like in 3D, it takes time. And when I sew, I usually do the sewing while the 3D printer is going on, because most of the times I have to print things and it takes like 3 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours. So during that time, I keep sewing, but I've got life and work at the same time.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, you have a
one of
full-time
my
job,
first
so
Sorry?
you have a full-time job as well, so
Yes, quite, and it's quite demanding.
Yes. So you've done bags. When did you I don't remember these. When did you come out with these?
Because these ones went sold out straight away. Like, when I put them online, this was one of my first. It's the London tote bag, and the reason why I called it London is because I found that fabric there that I use for the lining.
Oh, right.
It's got all symbols of England. Like, it's got the Big Ben, the cabs, the Union Jack. So, but this was, I think that's my first product ever that I made.
We've got your
T-shirts.
Cutting out t-shirts. And some
So this
lovely
is
shoes.
something that I still have it, and I haven't published it yet. But some lucky customers might have, like regular customers, that repeat customers. they received something, a pair of them
They're really
at some
cute.
point. They are high-heeled shoes.
I like
and
'em.
This is how they fit with no default feet and high heel feet.
Really, it's really nice. And the transparent the transparent resin is actually quite nice.
Yeah, the purple looks really pretty.
Yeah, it's something that I still want to see if I can trust the deliverer to send them or not.
Mhm.
Because I don't want the shoes to arrive with a broken heel or something. So I'm trying to use like foam or something inside the boxes, if it makes sense.
Like jewelry foam, like push the heel down into foam or something.
Yes, yeah, like kind of like that.
Now we've got, of course, a series here of your Masters of the Universe, and I know some of these aren't yours. I believe I'm assuming that this is a lot of the 3D modeling that we're talking. Because I think it's like we've got these are collaborations, right? Some of these.
Yes, this is my first collaboration that I've done ever, and it's the one that I love the most. First, because I got to do it with Kit Kat, with Magical Girl Kit Kat, which I love to bits. She's one of the most wonderful people that I know. And we had fun because we put passion on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that really means something to us, because I grew up with Masters of the Universe, and Ben and Kat as well grew up with it. So it was something that it was really, really heartfelt.
Yeah.
The thing that I've done in He-Man, for instance, He-Man was mainly, the costume was made mainly by Kit Kat. I only did the 3D printer stuff like weapons, armors, belts, but the rest is all made by Kit Kat. This is Kat dolls.
I think
Same
similar
thing with
here.
Skeletor.
Yeah.
So everything that you see as an armor that looks like rigid plastic, it's things that I printed and painted.
Very cool.
And that's my Athena Estela.
I just love I love the colors on this picture. Like it's very dramatic.
Yeah, Ben did an excellent job with this, because all of the dolls have been like photographed green screen, and he's done an amazing job in doing all the graphics. He's really, really talented.
Very cool.
And with this one, for instance, I've done all the dress, all the costume. So the entire costume has been done and it's been made by me.
She-Ra.
And here's She-Ra. And her as well. Costume, hands-on, helmet, sword, and bracers, and are made by me.
You've cosplayed her too,
like
right?
By resin. Sorry?
You've cosplayed her, haven't you?
Not yet. Funnily enough, not yet.
That's really surprising to me. I would have thought that would be one that you would have like taken a dive for, you know?
It surprised me as well, because it's one of my favorite characters. I've never done it.
You just keep suggesting more cosplays. She'll get there eventually. The now
boobies.
Yes, I didn't even notice the
How would you not notice that?
Cause look, the wings look amazing.
Okay.
And the color, like it's gray on gray. But
yes.
And I was looking at it smaller. I don't know why I'm trying to justify not looking at the boobies. Tell me about these wings. What was this? What was this for? And why are you not making more?
So this is something that's still ongoing. It's a project that's been paused at the moment, because that is a product that I want to sell. And these are wings that are inspired by one of my favorite characters in Overwatch, which is Mercy.
Mercy, yeah.
And I am planning to do these wings to be connected to a bust.
All right,
So
like
I
actually
will make
physically.
a couple of versions because these wings will be foldable.
Like
So where you see the
it'll go down in towards
would
the
be
chest.
basically foldable. Yeah, that they will go down,
Yep.
and they will also be able to move like this.
And you're going to sell them attached to a bust, correct?
I was thinking about selling them with a magnet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So magnet version, they will not turn like that. They will have a more fixed position and with a hinge, but the hinge needs to be attached to a bust that I will make with an armor. And because the one that's got a hinge and the bust will go with the cyber bust, that one there.
Yep.
So they will basically be attached here.
Okay.
That's my idea.
Have you thought about sort of side question, I guess? Have you thought about the new with the evolve frame and the stand port, and Danny's talking about adapting like things off of that, of what other than a tail? Because I mean, duh. Other than tails, have you thought about what you might want to try anchoring down at the stand port?
Yes. So me being a massive geek nerd fan of anime, especially me being 40 and remembering the very old, not very old, we're young anime. I was thinking about, I don't know if you remember Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac.
Yeah,
Or
I know of
the
it,
Five
but I
Samurais.
haven't really watched too much of it.
Basically, these animes came out with some toys in which you had a like a character whose body was a little bit like a skeleton. It was body shaped, but it was very skinny because you with sockets, and you could attach and apply all the armors or the different armor piece. So what I would love to do is do a lot of cyber parts or a lot of armor parts that you can actually connect with connectors to the frame
Okay.
in order to have a full robotic body or a full armored body that could also bend.
That'd be very cool.
Yeah.
What was my idea. So clip parts on the frame to create something that's like more like a robot.
Would they like connect to each other, or when you say clipping on the frame, are you talking about like no shell on, or?
So with the, how can I explain it? It's more like the armor clips and attaches to. It's a bit like the Cortex idea. So you
Right, it clamps
instead
around
of
both
connecting
sides
to each other and like float around, they've got clips, so you can actually clip everything together.
Right.
In order to do it.
Very cool.
Another cool things would be to have sockets on the to the frame and put magnets on it. That would be cool. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, like you are kind of in an exciting space. Here we've got a predator.
Smarty
mask.
Freddy.
Did you finish this, or?
This one is finished, but I got other things now going on, and this is more like a cosplay thing.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that if the fans love it, I will make it.
I just wonder, like, did you do like tentacles at all? Like did you do any like more
at the
complete?
moment, it's just the mask and the weapons. As for the tentacles, I used more than tentacles. I was more like thinking more like a humanoid looking predator, even more humanoid that it looks like, being put on a smart doll. So
Right.
the only thing that looks like tentacles at the moment that I used is a Zazu wig, which is the same that I use for Michonne cosplay.
Oh, right.
So that's how I emulated, in a certain way, the tentacles.
You want to take a guess?
No, go ahead.
I'm assuming Gundam rear jet wing things. Yeah.
You got me, dude.
I was like, that's the only thing I can think of. I don't even know what you call those, but
So these
thrusters.
These are more like reactor wings.
Mm.
So that was my first idea, was this. But then I decided to make something more in line with the cyber stuff. So I wanted to make something a little bit more intricate. But this is something that it's nearly finished. So I just put it aside because I said I got a better idea and I did something else.
Your fists, which we have a
some
number
of those. Yep.
look great. Love these.
I had so much fun doing these.
I love the
with all the
sculpting
little
on them.
plates and everything. I loved it.
Now, did you and was this just normal like digital like 3D sculpting? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. These ones were everything is goes through the sculpting stage and then printing stage. So the only difference is that the ones, and that's the reason why I didn't have much time to do more of the brown ones, the leather ones, because all of them were hand painted by me. So I kept painting and painting and painting. But then I got at the same time, when I've done that batch, I received a commission to paint Warhammer miniatures. So I had to stop doing that to do the other one, because the other one is an army and it'll be more complicated to paint. It takes more time.
Gotcha.
But who knows? They might have a comeback. But I need to adjust the internal socket for the new frame, because the old frame's got a larger peg.
Right.
Now here we've got a lovely display of face-ups.
Yes. Another side of me. Face-ups.
I've just instantly drawn right down there.
Yeah, I'm particularly drawn to her as well.
She went. I don't remember. All of them have been sold. The only one that stayed with me is the one without the eyes.
Ah.
Yeah, that one, which was my anime mini-me, basically. But the rest have all been sold.
They look great.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Now we get into your 3D sculpting. Now this is not the prophecy. Was this just what is, or is this the start of what became prophecy eventually?
No, this is an evolution of what prophecy was. So the base was always prophecy, but basically I nearly dismantled the head. I just kept the outline, just to get the right proportions to it. But this is actually my take on Multiverse Chitose in semi-real, because she's got such a particular mouth, which is really petite and has got a little bit of teeth, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make something that was more like Multiverse Chitose.
We definitely,
that's one of my favorite sculpts.
When he did the semi-real Chitose, we were like, oh, we were really hoping for its own sculpt. So this is pretty cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, and this is the adventure of the Sequoia jacket.
So is this okay? So the last picture shows the Sequoia jacket, and with this starting from the Sequoia jacket as sort of a base, and then you experimented.
Well,
Or
this
is
is the entire experiment,
Okay.
basically. So my first take, so the Sequoia jacket, it's one of my favorite ever that Dan has published, has made,
It's a beautiful
along with
pattern.
the military field jacket. Sorry?
It's a beautiful pattern.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I mean, oh, you mean the pattern? Yeah. The pattern is amazing. Sorry. But the pattern is amazing. It's full of details. It took me a bit ages to do it because, especially when you know, Sandy, you would know when you've got a new pattern, you need to familiarize with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes you even longer, twice as long as doing everything, especially because this one's got a lot of details and I love it.
Especially when you don't have directions in front of you and you're trying to figure out where you start.
And this
Yes.
has like
exactly.
a bajillion. How many?
It's a lot of pieces. It's a lot of pieces. I mean, you got
it's
like
a lot of pieces.
6 pieces for the six. But if you count the cuff, you've got 8 pieces just for the sleeve, plus the 2 patches is 10. So just the sleeves is 10 pieces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
and plus that I chose not the best fabric ever though, because this one was a little bit thick. It's a little bit thicker than the other one. These are the pockets. The infamous pockets.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so the fabric was quite challenging.
They came out good though.
Thank you. And another thing that was a bit difficult was to find the zippers.
Right. Yeah, I would imagine sourcing those
that was difficult.
is hard.
There is a shop that I recommend to everyone that wants to do these things and needs like very small, teeny tiny things to details. It's called I Sew for Dolls, and it's on Etsy. And this shop sells every single thing from little teeny tiny belt buckles, buttons, zippers, everything for dolls. So it's everything scaled for dolls.
We should I need to look into we on the Smart Doll Guru site we have like basically a collection of links to free patterns and whether it's sewing or knitting or 3D printing, but I think we should probably
Supplies.
start like stores and where to source things from would be a good place, a good list of links to gather in there.
And that would be useful.
Now we have one of my favorite things that you've done. I believe this is it. You've made, well, this is right, part the gloves, but also the well, I don't know, what is this, like an Oni mask or?
Yeah, it's an Oni mask.
Yeah.
And I love them. I need to make more. I generally need to make more.
I may need to talk to you about a mask. We've talked about doing for one of our stories for a matriarch of having sort of this like half painted like geisha thing, but I thought also like having like maybe actually having a cracked half mask type thing or something, like a damaged mask could be interesting as well, like of and then there's something underneath it, so that you're like the doll is painted the real thing underneath. So sort of fan of the opera kind of thing going on.
Like one piece or something that blends into the actual doll face.
Kinda, yeah. Like her, like as if it was her skin or like a porcelain doll, and then it's cracked and fallen away, and you can see what's left underneath, which would be the actual face up.
Okay.
But
okay, we will need to
random distracting comment. Sorry.
That's exciting.
But I mean, I love I love Kabuki, and the masks are great.
I must confess that I miss her so much.
So you let her go?
I had to let her go because when he was there, I had to let her go. It was because I moved,
Mm.
and I had a bigger flat, and I had way more dolls. Now my dolls are half the number because I live in a very small flat, and basically it's more dolls than me. I'm nearly there. But I really, really miss her. If I find her around, I'm gonna get at least a head.
The mask gives her such a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah, she's quite angry here.
And you also did these in a transparent orange, which is it's I almost wonder what that would look like in a like just straight transparent, like a more clear versus can you like can you get decently clear resin?
So the clear resin, it's a bit weird because with the clear resin, it might happen that when it comes out, since when you print out the resin, you need to wash them. You need to wash resin with I don't know, with alcohol, IPA alcohol.
Yep.
So you need to take all the excess resin away and everything. So you need then to cure it again, and not always turn out perfectly translucent and transparent. So sometimes you would need to spray. It's a bit like the crystal shell. You
Sure.
will always need to spray.
Might
spray
need to seal it, do some glossy on it or something.
So that's it. But it's doable.
Yeah.
The only thing, when I did transparent stuff, it's to mix them with a bit of purple, with just a drop of purple, just to take out the yellow, because it might happen then when they print out, they become yellow because of the UV. And It's very hard to find, and they're really expensive to find a clear resin that doesn't turn out yellow.
So and again, another similar to the other problems you described of working with resin and having to kind of pre-plan for how it's going to react during the curing process.
There is a lot of studying behind every product, especially because you need to know how the shrinkage,
right,
when you design it, when you scale it, when you need to print it, you need to take into consideration a lot of factors. Because especially if you've got an idea in your mind and you want the product to turn out like that, you would need to pre-plan it.
I know Danny talks. I think people don't necessarily believe him or listen to him, but when he talks about the like putting up the STL files, he was like, "This may not work for you. It probably won't work for you. Like this will need adjustment. There will be shrinkage. There's all sorts of reasons why just him putting up an STL file is not going to necessarily be sized for it, and it's exactly all that."
Yeah, it's mostly because some people maybe they just don't know what it means.
Yeah.
Which is different. So the thing is that if you know that you want to print something, I must say though that most of the people that've got a 3D printer, in a way or another, they know what Dan is talking about, even if they're not that able to do stuff. So
it definitely you're forced to learn that very quickly, or very early on, because everything will just come out just horribly.
Yeah. It's a lot of effort and a lot of maintenance.
Yep.
And a lot of fumes.
This I know. That's it for the pictures. I'm really, really glad to be able to kind of look through these and talk through these with you. I guess I would just, think of just a last question kind of to leave this with. And I'm thinking what did you I don't know, like what would you say to anybody who's maybe just looking at smartdoll for the first time, and is, you know, or looking at building, you know, crafting with smartdoll for the first time and is just kind of overwhelmed, you know, what would you say to them?
To them,
Yeah.
I would say, first, don't give up. Second, read the website, watch the videos, because Danny leads you through everything and explains everything to the minimum detail. So if in doubt, reach out to the community, to people like me, like you guys, everyone that can help you out with it. But first and foremost, never give up. Keep going, keep practicing. Don't get disheartened. It's your passion. So don't get disheartened. And other thing, read, because Danny puts everything out there. If you can't be bothered reading, if you can't be bothered spending time reading instructions, good luck and go to IKEA. That's another story.
Michaela, do you want to tell everyone, you know, where they can find you, what's going on with your shop, let them know how they can, you know, get a piece of you.
Right. So if you want to see me, see all my products on Etsy, the shop is called Mikela Frost Design, and it's on Etsy.
And there's a link in the description.
And you can find the link in the bio on my profile in, I think, nearly everywhere. In Twitter, Instagram. Instagram is Michaela_Frost. And you can find all the information there. If you don't find what you want or what you need, any information or anything, I'm open to DMs. So send me a DM and get in touch with me and I can help you out with it.
Thank you so much, Michaela, and thank you everyone in the live chat tonight. A little bit different structure, but if you like this and you like seeing the interviews with some of the other creators, let us know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up, and until then, we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.
Goodbye.